If we were to plot a graph with the easy dopamines and the hard dopamines, they would look something like this. For the easy dopamines, we have stuff like Netflix, porn, video games, and snacks, just, easy instant gratification things that we do. So right here we have our easy dopamine graph. On the x-axis we have time, on the y-axis we have happiness. Right here at the start we have like our base happiness. As you can see, you do an easy dopamine activity, your happiness will start to peak up, and then it'll go right back down once you're done with that activity. And then it'll start to peak up again once you do another instant gratification, easy dopamine activity, and then it'll go back down. And then again, obviously it peaks up again, and then it goes back down. Now what these easy dopamines are going to do to you is going to keep you at a lower base happiness once you're done with all these things, because your happiness isn't staying consistent. It's just up and down, up and down. You're just taking easy hits of the dopamine. On the hard delayed gratification side, the hard dopamines, we have like stuff like productive work, reading, learning, and creating. What this graph looks like is something like this. This is the hard dopamine graph. Right here again, on the x-axis, we have time. On the y-axis, we have happiness. Now the base happiness starts the same. And then your happiness will start to dip down before you do a hard dopamine activity, like work, say. But as you finish that activity, and as you're doing it, your happiness will start to go up. And then again, it dips down. You're going to do another hard dopamine activity, and it goes up again. And then again, it dips down. You do another hard dopamine activity, it goes up again. And what this is going to do is it's going to keep your base happiness higher than it was before when you weren't doing this stuff. So with doing the hard dopamine activities, it's going to increase your base level happiness. So I've been on my dopamine detox right now for probably about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. I've had some slip-ups. Main slip-ups are like looking at Instagram stories for a few minutes or watching a YouTube video when I don't want myself to be watching YouTube videos. Now, how I'm structuring this dopamine detox is I only want to watch YouTube videos when I'm eating meals. I don't want to be on Instagram. I haven't been on Instagram for, I think today is the 3rd or 4th day I haven't been on Instagram at all, which is really good. A lot of people can't do that, and it's really telling, like you're just always there. I haven't watched Netflix or Hulu or anything like that for probably close to 2 months now. I haven't played video games for probably close to 2 months now. The one time I did play video games, it left me completely unsatisfied, and I really wish I hadn't done it. So if you were to look at someone who is just scrolling on social media or watching Hulu and stuff like that, they're just laying on their side, scrolling on their phone, and from your perspective, from the third person perspective, looking at them, you know what I mean? They're not going to be looking like they're having a lot of fun. And I felt the same way too. When I would be partaking in these activities, I would find myself not having a lot of fun, and I wouldn't be very fulfilled with what I was doing. So I decided to look around. I've always wanted to limit my social media time and the time I spend watching TV and stuff like that, and the time I spend playing video games. So I started to look into stuff, and I did find dopamine detoxing, and I decided to give it a try. If you're watching this video, you probably should give it a try also, especially if you have the feeling deep inside that you want to give it a try. It's very good. So what I did, I just decided I'm going to limit my use and stuff like this. I started to limit my screen time. I'm down to under 4 hours a day, mainly on YouTube and stuff like that. A lot of it is just the phone sitting on. I do have YouTube Premium so I can lock it, but the phone is just sitting on, the screen is on and stuff. I'm not really on it, scrolling aimlessly on social media like Reddit and Instagram, for example. I do still have the apps on my phone, which I would highly recommend you do. Keep the apps on your phone. If you delete the app, you're just going to download it again anyways. For example, I did delete the dating apps and stuff like that because I don't want to focus on that kind of thing right now. But if we're being honest, eventually I will re-download those apps again once I want to pursue those activities. So keep the apps on your phone, especially your most used ones: Instagram, Snapchat, Reddit, whatever kind of social media you use. Keep the app on your phone. Whether you're a Twitter person, just keep it on your phone. What you're going to want to use is your willpower to say, no, I don't want to be using these apps, and I don't even want to think about them. So you need to use your willpower not to think about this stuff. It's easier said than done, but with a little bit of practice, I think you'll be able to function it just fine. If you're considering doing a dopamine detox, I would highly recommend it. If you're watching videos like this, you should probably give it a go because you're interested in the topic, obviously. And if you also aren't finding joy in the instant gratification activities, definitely give it a go. It's well worth it. Some of the benefits I've found, like you have more time to do things. If you combine the dopamine detox, like no playing video games, no watching Hulu and stuff like that, and Netflix, if you combine that with like the gratitude journaling and the timetables and stuff like that, I have extreme joy. Like there's times where I just am feeling so grateful. I get so emotional of just like gratitude. It's the most amazing feeling. I'm so glad I get to feel this way. Because like, what if the reason that a lot of us are so depressed and so unhappy is because we do so many of these easy dopamine, so many of these instant gratification activities for too long, and we're just experiencing the lagging negatives that have caught up to us with doing these easy dopamines. Just like the graph I showed in the beginning of the video, how you would get the hit and it would go back down. You get the hit, it'd go back down. You get the hit, it'd go back down. And then eventually that's going to leave your baseline happiness lower than it was to start with. Maybe that's the reason we're all feeling so depressed and unhappy recently, and just in general as like a society in this era, is because we just take advantage of too many of these easy dopamines. Now, maybe if we took on some hard dopamines, we could catch up to this. We could start to bump back our baseline happiness up like that other graph I showed you, where you start to do the hard dopamine, it dips. Just like if you're going to go to the gym, your happiness might dip a little bit when you're going. You're like, oh, I don't want to go, blah, blah, blah. But once you're finished with it, just like with everything, whether it's a bike ride, a hike, a walk, just any like delayed gratification, hard dopamine activity, your happiness is so much higher afterwards. When you leave the gym, you feel amazing. If you don't want to go to the gym and do something and you end up going, afterwards you're so much happier and you're so grateful that you went through with this activity. It just makes you feel so amazing putting yourself out there and just going to get it done. You know what I mean? Like I said, along with the gratitude journaling and meditations and stuff like that, it's really helped a lot. This is my, I think it's probably backwards. This is my April habit tracker. It's my April habit tracker. I've been doing so good. I've been gratitude journaling every day for 11 days in a row now. Meditation, I've only missed one day, which was yesterday. I've been reading so much. I've only missed one day of reading in 11 days. It's just so nice doing these activities and not focusing on the easy stuff like playing video games, watching Netflix. I'm going to do a whole other video on the pornography and nofap side of things, which I think is really beneficial to self-improvement and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just so great. Use your willpower. Practice that. If you want to give this a go and you're still watching this video, I recommend you try it. If you want, comment down below how many days you want to do, and I will set a reminder for myself and I'll reply to your comment in that many days and we'll see how you did. Have a nice rest of the day. Take care and drink some water.